We want to welcome everyone to the post-fight press conference. I think the press conference will last a little bit longer than the fight did. But no, that's nothing against Rubio. Rubio is a very solid guy. He's a WBC interim champion. I think it's just a testament to Gennadi's skills and his dominance in the ring. I mean, Gennadi's at one level, and everyone else in the middleweight division is at a different level. Abel says, and I believe there's nobody at 160 pounds that can go 12 rounds with Gennady. So if Gil gets knocked out in the third round, if Macklin gets knocked out in the third round, if Rubio gets knocked out in the second round, that's no disrespect to them. That's just a testament to the best middleweight champion out there right now. And you see the energy that he brings in the crowd. People know that in 2 rounds or 3 rounds, he'll bring more excitement to the ring than some of the fighters that go 12 rounds as a controversial decision. There's no controversy with his fights. His 18 knockouts in a row. And that's what the sport needs. That's what the sport needs. It's the biggest attended fight ever here at this StubHub Arena. So we're really excited about that. We're really excited about how the promotion went, the reception for Gennady. He just added another belt, the WBC belt already to the IBO and a WBA Super Champion belt. So he's collecting belts. He wants to show that he's the best in the division. The only way he can do that is to prove against the best fighters. And right now, for this particular fight, Rubio was the best fighter. They'll get in the ring with him. 2015 will be a huge year for him. And right now, Abel, you want to say a few words, and then we'll let Gennady talk about his performance tonight.
First of all, thank you very much for all your support. All the Mexican fans came out in droves and supported us. It was awesome walking around the arena and hearing all those chants. He's just going to continue to please you and to make sure that all the fights are dramatic like that. Thank you very much.
So with that, I want to introduce the IBO, the WBA Super Champion, and the WBC Interim Champion, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Thank you very much for my friends, just good day today, big day for me, and big day for everybody. I think my first fight in California, I'm very happy, just really 100% for good performance. Thank you.
So we can open it up. Bernie, you want to open up for questions? These are wired. We can hear. It's fine.
Just raise your hand. Go ahead, Miguel.
Gennady, how surprised were you that you were able to stop him in 2 rounds, being that Rubio has, he's a tough fighter and he's known to.
Not big surprise for me, just I'm ready 100%. I train hard work every day, just I know Rubio. He's a great fighter. I think just maybe different class, just Rubio. He's a good fighter. He's a strong guy.
Steve?
Yeah, I got one question for Tom, one for Abel. Abel, these recent fights have been very short. Are you concerned about the lack of rounds? And Tom, when is the next fight for Gennady Golovkin moving forward?
No, I think that every coach that has a fighter at this level trains for 12 rounds. We had hoped that this fight would be longer. We had hoped that the Gil fight would be longer, but we always prepare for the 12. If it doesn't happen, it's better for us, but he's ready to go 12 if he has to.
Dan?
Bernie, I was going to finish up on Steve's other question. Is that it's Gennady's job to focus on the fight in the ring. It's my job to plan ahead. So we already have the date planned in February for his next fight. It'll be, as of right now, it'll be over in Europe, unless, this is what I told HBO and Bob, that unless Chavez decides to step up and sign a contract, then naturally that would take a priority. But otherwise, he'll fight in February, and the fight will be telecast definitely live on HBO over here.
Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Gennady back here. Congratulations. You seem to hurt him with punches from both hands, and then you knock him out with the left. You have so much punching power. I wonder which do you think is your best? Which is your best punch? Is it a right hand or left? I like your fitness.
Thank you very much. Just doesn't matter. Just left hook, right hook. Just I need just chance. I need just chance, just for not hard punch, not lucky punch. Just I see moments I did.
Abel?
I think they're both equally as destructive, but I think the right hand is probably stronger when he delivers in like a small hook, not quite straight and not quite a hook, but he delivers over the top. Kind of like what he hit Gil with. He seems to have more balance when he throws it that way, but left hand obviously is effective too, because he knocked this guy out with a left hand.
Mohammed?
Gennady over here. Early on, he seemed to try to make it competitive. When you stopped him, a lot of people think he could have got back up. What do you think about that?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy now. Just my first fight in California in Staff Hub. Today I saw a lot of people, just full stadium, just respect for my fans. You know, just I think today is big day, a big present for fans. You know, just.
But do you think he could have got up?
I think he could have continued.
Just I don't feel just
When you get Muhammad, if you feel his
Just
power,
second, yes,
and
second.
Abel's felt his power on the pads many times. If you feel his power, even though it might not look like a hard punch, I mean, you can't. It's hard to say that a fighter needs to get up and so he can get knocked out again. It's tough to say.
2 rounds too quick. You know, just I understand. I don't feel him. Just 2 rounds.
Montero?
Hi, I have a question for Gennady, Tom, and Abel. If you could, just talk about the atmosphere tonight. I mean, you guys, this was your first fight in California. You sold it out. Mostly Mexican-American crowd. You're fighting a Mexican fighter. They're cheering Triple G. So, good talk about that.
Amazing atmosphere today for me. It's a big present for me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's refreshing to be on this ride with him and being so humble and having the people really recognize who he is, not as a fighter, but just as a person outside the ring. And I think all those chants and cheers were not only for the fighter, but for the person that he's shown to be.
Francisco?
I have one question for Gennady, one question for Tom. Gennady, where did you learn that Spanish? Buenas noches.
I don't know, just Abel talking with me every day. Just buenos dias, buenas noches, amigos, like that. Just gracias. Every day he's a funny guy.
And then Tom, you told me a couple weeks ago that maybe it was a surprise to see that Step Up sold out that quick. Was there anything tonight that surprised you from an operational standpoint?
I tell you, the atmosphere tonight was electric. I mean, we knew it was going to be full. We knew we had the bleachers, we had the standing room only tickets. Just the level of the reception. We knew there'd be a lot of fans for Gennady, but that it was that much energy as soon as he walked in the arena. And then we had the extra long walk planned for him. And that's really a salute to the fans, an appreciation of them coming out and his acknowledgement to that. And so it's kind of a trademark for him to walk through the crowd, and that's really, that's what I would say is just the level and the intensity of the energy. And as soon as people saw him walk in the arena.
Go ahead.
Gennady, congratulations tonight on a great knockout. You said you know people love you because you said you'll fight anybody. You'll fight Andre Ward, you fight Canelo, you fight Cotto, you fight anybody. But out of all those guys, is there one name you want more than the rest?
You know, no, for me it's very important just who best middleweight division right now. You know, right now Miguel Cotto, he's WBC champion. I respect him. He's great champion. You know, maybe I hope so. Fight with him because for me very important who is the best middleweight division or unification fight.
It's important for you to take Cotto's title because he's considered the
Yes,
legend.
of course. Yeah, it's very good for my team, for my career, for my fans. You know, just who is who. Who's number one?
Congratulations, Tom and Abel and Gennady. Two-part question for Tom. First part, you mentioned that you would scrap the February date in Europe if you get a Chavez fight. Does that mean that you now have hope for a Chavez fight and there's renewed talks?
I wouldn't say there's renewed talks, but Bob did call about a month ago and said that he thought maybe there's still a chance to do that fight. So our door is always open for that fight. That was, I mean, the reaction we got, Mike, about just the rumors of that fight happening when it was supposed to happen July 19th here at the Forum. I mean, there was a lot of reaction for that fight. And those were just rumors. So if that fight happened, I mean, that would be his first fight on pay-per-view. That's why we were so willing to do that fight in July. But again, I mean, it goes back to you can't force these guys to get in the ring with him. That's why I give so much credit to Rubio because he agreed. Rubio was the mandatory challenger for Cotto. He had a guaranteed date or fight against Cotto, and he would have gotten the winner of Cotto-Canelo, which would have been a huge fight for him. And he agreed to get in the ring with Gennady tonight. I mean, we had to definitely make a large offer to him, but you know, that's the important part about the backing of HBO. I mean, it used to be, you know, he used to have the stigma about, well, Gennadi's too good and he's too dangerous and there's no reward. But when you sell out a house like this, when you can sell tickets, when you have the support of HBO, I mean, the reward is there. And Rubio definitely had gotten paid to take the risk. But we can't force guys, and we can't force Chavez to get in the ring with them. We can't force, you know, any of the guys. Even Carl Froch is a guy. I mean, he's a huge attraction over in England, fights in soccer stadiums, and that would be a tremendous fight over there in the UK. I reached out to Eddie Hearn, and you know, it's one of those things where, you know, there's a famous line, we were going to make a shirt for Gennady, it says Triple G, just not next. You know, it's like everyone says, yeah, I'll fight him, but not the next fight. So, you know, it's just one of those things, and we'll just continue to do what we did over the last 2 years. People don't realize it's only been 2 years that he made his pro debut against Proxa. It was September 2012, and now he's become one of the most exciting and marketable fighters in America, and it's not only in America, but he's his brand globally, and that's another emphasis. What we wanted to do is build his brand globally. So when he goes back to Europe, he's going to have a huge reception over in Europe. Just like when he came here to LA, we did so many press conferences and interviews and media lunches, and you know, inviting people up to Abel's gym in Big Bear Lake. So we pretty much laid the foundation. So when we announced this fight, we were already 10 steps ahead of the game for this type of reaction.
Christian?
Gennady, I talked after the fight to the WBC president, Suleiman, and he is very proud that you are a champion now, a WBC champion. What does it mean to you that you have now the third belt in front and in the middle of you
Yes,
at the WBC? What does it mean to you?
Of course, I'm very happy. You know, it's a big step for me, and I respect Mauritius. You know, it's a big step for me for my career. Is WBC is big belt. It's not, I think, number one. You know, this. And big step, very close to every fight. You know, just I'm very happy.
Carpenter?
So I was saying about before. So, you know, you mentioned that you've been laying the groundwork. How confident are you that 2015 is going to be, you know, the big year where he gets the big fight? And can you get the winner of Canelo Cotto? I know you guys want it, but can you make it happen?
Well, again, the WBC will mandate that. Whether they actually get in the ring with them, that's a different story. We've had guys vacate titles before instead of getting in the ring with them. So we can't force the fight, but he's definitely, you know, my objective, and what Gennady's made clear to both Abel and myself and Oleg Herman, the manager, is he wants to fight 4 times a year. So first fight will be in February. We can lay it out. We have another HBO date in May that'll be over here in the States. And so that'll be ready 2 fights before the first 6 months. And that's another thing that the fans appreciate. And somebody had quoted me before about, you know, people are either talking about his last knockout or talking about the next fight. And so now you guys are right about he's going to fight in February. I mean, so the fans appreciate that. Fans, you know, he could take a year off and, okay, I just made a lot of money, but you know, that's not his style. He knows that this is the prime of his career right now, and that's what the fans, I think, that's what they appreciate, is they see somebody in the prime of his career at the top of the sport of boxing. Gennady does things in the ring that you don't see other fighters do right now. He's such an offensive fighter, and he can take these guys apart. I mean, he makes it look easily, but all the training, I've been up to the training camps a number of times, the training that Abel puts Gennady through, and what Gennady does on his own up there. I mean, Men's Fitness was up there that did a 2-day photo shoot with him, and the guy couldn't believe. I mean, he was in very good shape. He was a triathlete himself, and he couldn't keep up with what Gennady was doing. So Gennady makes it look easy in the ring, but everything that Abel and Gennady work on and sacrifice, and even I have to give a lot of credit to Max Golovkin, Gennady's twin brother up there, up here on the side. I mean, everyone sacrifices so Gennady's star can shine in the ring, and it makes it look easy, but there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
Go ahead, please. In the back, in the green.
There are 3 belts on the table. The IBF belt would be a possibility in 2015?
Oh, absolutely. We made a big offer to Sam Solomon for a unification fight as well. And again, that goes back to Rubio was the one that accepted the offer. I mean, and I can't fault Sam Solomon's people. I have a good relationship with his attorney, Kurt Emhoff. They felt the Jermaine Taylor fight was an easier fight. I mean, he didn't wind up winning the fight, but I mean, they chose to take that direction. So you can't force guys to get in the ring, but you know, Gennady wants to prove that he's the best middleweight, and his goal is to unify all the titles, regardless of, he plays chess in the ring, I have to play chess out of the ring for the strategy to get guys to force them almost to fight, either to fight or vacate titles.
Go ahead, please.
Tom, on that Monte Carlo date, do you think a guy like Martin Murray would be a possible opponent? And would you think HBO will go to Monte Carlo for that fight? Absolutely,
to both of those questions. Martin Murray's fighting next week. In fact, Gennady is invited as the honorary guest to Monte Carlo to be at that fight. He's fought there twice before. Prince Albert, Princess Charlene support Gennady coming over there. It's a tremendous atmosphere. Anyone that hasn't been to Monte Carlo, it's a tremendous atmosphere. People say, well, why do you go fight over there? I mean, it's a small arena, but just the energy inside the arena and the support and just the feeling of being there at Monte Carlo is tremendous. So that would be potential. If Martin Murray wins next week, that's a natural. I mean, Gennady's fought there twice. This, I think, will be his second or third time for Murray to fight there. That's a natural, and HBO absolutely is committed 100%. When they couldn't work out the production issues for his fight against Adama, they had such a huge backlash. A lot of times when fighters don't fight, and they're like, well, this guy hasn't fought for 6 months or 8 months or even a year sometimes. It's like HBO doesn't get a big reaction. They said they've never gotten such a big reaction of fight fans so upset that we weren't able to work out the production details. And it wasn't about they didn't want to show the fight. HBO was committed to showing the fight. They wanted to send 27 people over on the production side. It was just the facility didn't hold it. Now we've made the arrangements where it'll definitely be shown live in February, regardless of who the opponent is. But Martin Murray makes a lot of sense.
Mohammed, go ahead.
I want to congratulate Abel and you, Gennady. You have a lot of skill and technique. Tell us, is that left hook one of your best secret weapons?
No, I think the intelligence to set up the left hook. The left hook comes after he spots it. If you look at I was told that by looking at the replay, he kind of turns the left hook at the tail end of it. So he looks for an opportunity, and he just so deliberate with the shots that they don't have to be very hard.
More questions?
Unas palabras en español, a ver, por favor, sobre esta noche y lo que está viendo usted en este boxeador con el estilo mexicano que tanto habla.
Bueno, creo que el fanático mexicano o latino está esperando a alguien que sea ejemplo de los boxeadores de antes, de Zárate, de Zamora, de esos gran boxeadores que se fajaban y le daban al público lo que buscaba, pues si ven en las peleas, quieren mirar una pelea, no quieren mirar una danza, ¿verdad? Y está comenzando a hacer esas cosas y llegar a los si llega a esas alturas de pelear como esos grandes, entonces vamos a tener un gran campeón que va a estar en la sala de fama.
¿Qué es lo que vio la actuación de Triple G esta noche?
El primer round estaba muy ansioso, pensé. Estaba tirando muchos golpes anchos y le pedí en el descanso del primero y segundo que mejor me tirara el recto del jab y empezar a usar el jab más y tirar la recta derecha, y fue lo que abrió lo ancho después, porque Rubio cerró las manos para dejarle pegarle con el gancho.
Ya está hablando español él también, ¿no?
Bueno, hablo poquito, son palabras nomás, no mucho.
Any more questions?
You need Gennady to translate?
Yeah. Any more questions?
Gennady.
Yeah.
If no Cotto, no Chavez, who would you like to face?
Good question. What do you think?
Anyone.
Anyone, yeah, of course.
Gennady, you may face Cotto, you may face Canelo. If they fight, who do you think wins?
For me or for fans? For me, who is better? What do you think? Who's better?
Canelo's younger.
No, not younger. Who's better? He's win. Maybe I think fans win because big fight for everybody, for TV. I think pay-per-view win.
Go ahead.
Gennady, what do you tell the fighters themselves who don't want to fight you? What's your feedback to them?
No, just respect. This is sport first. Boxing, this is sport. I'm sport. I'm athlete. I respect my opponents. Just thank you very much for your fight. Just for your performance. I understand this is hard work. This is not game. This is real sport. This is very serious business. Thank you very much.
Is patience, how do you deal with the patience in that for getting the fight that you want? Is the patience part hard for you?
Of course, of course, and this is very serious business. It's very serious situation. And my focus for my fight, just my focus for my performance, just minimum 2 months before, hard work every day, my focus, my discipline, hard work in gym, easy fight. Like that.
¿A quién prefieren en estos momentos, a Chávez Jr., Cotto o Canelo?
Bueno, él quiere primero que se declare quién es el mejor de 260 libras. Quiere que si Cotto es el que dicen que es el campeón línea, que pelee con él. ¿Por qué? Porque dice que es el mejor en 160. Pensamos que Cotto nunca va a pelear con Gennady. Pero para mí fuera Chávez. Chávez es la pelea de sueño para mí, porque tiene los estilos que va a ser una pelea dramática, va a ser una pelea de 12 rounds, va a ser una pelea que todos vamos a disfrutar como disfrutamos con el papá. En esa pelea creo que el papá Chávez es y Chávez Jr. va a pelear contra su papá.
Go ahead, Christian.
When you see him in the ring, was he trained very well? Rubio. He looks, his body looks, not well trained.
You know what? Everybody's body is different. There's been a lot of great fighters that didn't have a muscle in their body, but they were great fighters. It's not the body. It's the intelligence, it's the preparation, it's the dedication, the discipline. You don't have to have a body to be a great boxer.
Being big experience.
Yeah.
We should take one last question.
Any more questions? Anyone?
Go
ahead, Montero.
One more. With all the fanfare building up with each fight, do you guys feel pressure to go for the knockout?
No, I know how. Just I understand that I need decision fight too. This is my job. I see chance. I didn't.
Gennady, do you think that you can become not just the middleweight champion of the world, but the best fighter in boxing, pound for pound?
No.
Yes,
Too much for me.
Absolutely.
The future, maybe.
Gennady, are you a student of boxing history? And if you are, who in the middleweight division in boxing history do you like the most?
I think Sugar Ray Robinson, Mark Hager, like that. Great champions. I think I remember I watched TV. I saw a lot of fights. I said speed, power, tactic. This is amazing. Great champions.
Any closing comments, anybody?
We just want to thank everyone for coming out. Just to touch on a few things, Gennady is very patient. He's going to keep fighting, and he'll have a breakout year next year. With this type of reception, 2015 will be a good year. So on behalf of everyone on the Triple G team, we want to thank everyone for coming out, all the fans, all the media support, and we look forward to the next time coming back to LA in 2015.
Thank you very much.